Greetings everyone, and I welcome you to episode 3 of Modding Skyrim. On this episode we are checking a bunch of graphical mods. Because Skyrim is an old game and just like any lady, she looks great, she looks nice, but when she's a little bit older, a little bit of makeup can make a huge difference, which is what we are doing today. Because I am modding Skyrim in a way where it's going to feel like you are playing Skyrim. This is a thing I want to clarify with my modding series. After those videos are over, I want to give you guys a very lightweight mod list where you can use it to do anything you want. You don't have to use the mods I'm suggesting. However, the theme I'm using is that we are getting vanilla Skyrim the way it was meant to be. We are enhancing some things that they look very dated, and we are making essentially Skyrim Vanilla Plus. Throw a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the video. I will make this video on two formats to make it easier for you, the handsome viewer, to consume this content. First of all, I am going to save your time and I am going to only mention and showcase the important mods, and then I'm gonna give you links for you to download or browse my setup of the secondary type of mods to make your Skyrim look like my video. First of all, we want to enhance everything in Skyrim: the furniture, the roads, the walls, everything, which is why we're getting Noble Skyrim HD. This mod is known to be breaking anniversary edition, however we are smart guys because we are using special edition, so this mod it's 100% safe to use for our version. With Noble Skyrim everything is going to look much more smoother, so we're going to use that as our foundations. Then we have the static mesh improvement mod, which grabs a bunch of small things and essentially modifies them or enhances them. And don't worry, because I am going to include all of the patches for this mod again on the unimportant mods link down below. Then before moving on with the world of Skyrim, I want to mention Xavbios, which is a legend, and you want to go to his mod page. You will find all of the links down in the video description, and you will read those mods, for instance the Divine Crusader retexture, and if you own this creation club you can get it, or you can go for the Dragon Priest hood variants, which adds hood variants to the Dragon Priest, or you can go to the Robes retexture patch. Essentially this man grabs every single armor in the game and upscales it to look so much more badass. It adds variants to it. You will need to go down and literally install every single one of his mods, and don't worry, because when you are going to have the FOMOD installers, I will have all of the patches I'm using for his mods for you to download. Next, we are going to grab clean Skyrim Special Edition textures. And this mod, guys, I kid you not, when I installed this mod, it literally saved me 10 FPS. It doesn't remove almost anything. You can see the images are literally identical. Skyrim's textures, or should I say Bethesda textures on their games, are extremely taxing and they will drain a lot of your RAM, like your government is draining your wallets. So with this mod, you're gonna go down to the files and you will get the second version here, or the second file, which is for Skyrim Special Edition. Yes, it's 7.3 gigabytes, but trust me, it is 100% worth. And you want to grab the snow patch as well to fix a little issue with the snow. Then on top of that, we want to grab Skyland all-in-one, and I'm going to explain to you why, out of all of the graphical overhauls out there, why use this one. I don't see many YouTubers or Skyrim, content creators talk about this, but first of all, Skyland all-in-one enhances everything: landscapes, water, dungeons, cities. It includes literally everything in the game, the all-in-one version. And the best thing about Skyland is that, first of all, his textures are going to further enhance Noble Skyrim and static mesh improvement, and he's using most of the time 1K diffuse maps, sometimes 2K. The average graphical overhauls, they run around with 2K and 4K resolutions, which means they will drain a lot of your RAM and cause you FPS loss. Skyland is a god because he figured out the Rubbles puzzle and essentially he found a way to create performance textures down to 1K resolution, but because of his incredible talent, his 1K textures, they look like they are 2K and 4K. So essentially you are cheating out the best textures in the game for everything while saving all of your FPS. Another thing about my modding series is that we value stability in this household. There is a bunch of patches and second files from Skyking's mod files, which again I am going to cover all of those on my optional file just to save your time, but the main mod we're using is this one. When it comes to Skyland, we're going to enhance a bunch of things that will work on static mesh improvements and noble Skyrim. We have the Skyland bits and bobs, fixing all of the clutter and furthermore making it much more better. Go ahead and grab the main file over here and also install the Embers XD patch and install both of those. Then we have the Skyland Windows, which is going to grab all of the windows in Skyrim which are outlooked by most texture mods, and it's going to give them a much more better look. Go ahead and install the main file. Then lastly we want to install the Skyking Signs, which is going to grab all of the signs in Skyrim and while using the Skyland's amazing textures make them look even better. You want to grab first of all the main file and install it, and after that you want to scroll all the way down and you want to grab a bunch of patches. I am going to get the No Snow Under the Roof patch. On top of that we're grabbing the Skyking unique signs, which is grabbing the previous mod and giving few more unique signs to specific locations. Go ahead and install the second file over here that is using based object swapper, which again I have included this on the optionals in this video. Now lastly I want to pick an elephant in the room, and you might have noticed I haven't used any tree or any grass type of overhauls, so that's because I like the Skyrim trees and I like the Skyrim grass. They fit amazingly with our setup. As you can see, I don't like the game to feel like I am playing a different game other than Skyrim. Skyrim has very dense landscapes, so changing that or altering that by adding crazy big trees, I think it's something that I don't really like, and I like to keep things vanilla friendly. Again, you can grab my mod list and you can do whatever you want with it. That's why I'm grabbing the Skyking's Thickets and Shrubs, which is going to enhance the Thickets and Shrubs when it comes to Skyrim. That being said, I will have lots of mods down in the video description, and that was most of the important mods I wanted to cover up. There is hundreds of mods you can choose to your liking to mod your Skyrim to look as good as it can get. This is my personal taste and this is how my game looks. When we're combining the Noble Skyrim, Static Mesh Improvement and Skyland's textures, it's like my favorite line asserting the Exodia pieces. Auto Parallax is going to grab all of those textures and it's gonna give us a way to turn them into parallax. And in case you don't know what parallax is, it makes objects in Skyrim give you the illusion that they are 3D. So we're going to have all of our objects now, which are super enhanced and extremely friendly when it comes to performance, and it's going to make them look insanely good. And you can grab my textures and you can compare them with any other random video when it comes to graphic mods. My textures compared to 4K textures, you will spot no difference. And the best thing about parallax in general is that all of the textures we are using, they are blended into the Skyrim colors and the Skyrim theme, so this is going to enhance furthermore Skyrim. We are going to fix the fires by installing Embers XD and install the main file only. Then we want to make the clouds look much more alive and foggier and much more beautiful. And this mod has finally came out on Skyrim Nexus, so you want to go ahead and install that, which is how you are getting those amazing visuals you see on my game. And speaking of clouds, let's grab the Ambient Clouds compilation, which is going to add clouds inside cities, which is going to give those breathtaking views even inside the cities. Let's speak about graphically enhancing some areas in Skyrim. As I've told you, I am going to offer you the Pandora box. I am not going to open it because when it comes to areas and all of that, I don't like to alter the vanilla locations. If you grab for instance Riverwood or Whiterun or any of those locations and you just put Parallax, Skyland, all of the makeup we've done on this video, and then you put a nice lighting mode combined with community shaders, the vanilla Skyrim locations look absolutely breathtaking. They don't destroy your game, they don't cause crashes, and then don't drain your FPS. And guess what? Skyrim feels like Skyrim. I'm gonna give you an example. For instance, this is GK Skyrim, a fellow base Greek, and what I'm doing with his mods, essentially I am going, and again I will have links for all of that, I am going to install only the interior overhauls this guy has, like the Nightingale Hall or the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuaries. I am going to grab his interior overhauls with some exceptions like the Castle Volkihar or the Fort of Dawnguard or the College of Winterhold or the High Rothar, just some faraway locations that they don't get much love. So again, you can do whatever you want with this. I will have all of the optional links down in the video description. Let's speak about community shaders and why I like to use community shaders. First of all, I am a community shaders enjoyer. I've been using NBs for the past 10 years, it's been quite long, and when community shaders first came out I kinda laughed at it, but over the years community shaders has been pumping so many updates, so many features, and here comes the $1 million question. Why use community shaders over NB? First of all, you shouldn't. Skyrim is a game where it comes down to whatever you want to do when it comes to modding. You can turn your game to be, I don't know, a sex dungeon simulator, there is nothing wrong with that. Or you can turn your game to be like a Dark Souls type of game. Or you can turn your game to be just Skyrim but better. You can do anything you want. I'm not here to tell you community shaders is better than NB. I am here to tell you why I am using community shaders. Let's explain what community shaders is. Community shaders is essentially a light version of an ENB that adds a bunch of things like grass lighting or grass collision or extra shadows to materials, parallax textures and dynamic cube maps, wetness effects, and essentially what an ENB does, community shaders does it too, but community shaders saves you a lot of performance. You don't have to be smart to understand that the average person who plays and mods Skyrim does not own a 490 Nvidia graphics card or a NASA computer. Most of the people, when they install an ENB, they usually play around on 20 and 30 FPS, and by the way, that's the good scenario. Community shaders is going to give you all of the options an ENB is going to give you while saving your FPS. I am constantly playing on 60 FPS while having community shaders and all of the effects I am going to show you. And we're going to use community shaders because I know the exact weather type of mods, I know the exact type of graphic overhauls that they work 100% with community shaders. So this is why you should use community shaders. You are saving performance and you are having amazing looks. And another reason, and again I'm moving on after this, community shaders is going to make Skyrim look like Skyrim. It is not going to turn Skyrim into a different type of game, and I know this comes on taste, but honestly, if you're someone who likes vanilla Skyrim but you wish it looked a little bit better, community shaders is going to give you that because it is not altering how Skyrim looks. Let's install community shaders together. Go to the files and install the main file. Now that we have this installed, let's scroll a little bit down and we want to grab everything down here. I don't play VR, if you do you can check those out, but I am going to mod my game for normal Skyrim. So first of all, let's install the vanilla HDR and grab the main file and ignore the shader tools updated. Next, let's go and install the tree load lighting, which is going to add lighting to our loads when it comes to trees. let's install the grass lighting and grab the main file and install that. Grab the grass collision, which is going to add, you've guessed it, grass collision to the game. The screen space shadows. Then on top of the parallax we've installed, we're going to get the complex parallax materials that is going to make all of our stuff work amazing. This is why we've installed auto parallax. Go to the files and install. Let's grab the water blending and install that. Install the light limit fix and grab both of those files and install them. The water parallax, the water caustics, which I have no idea what this means, install that. However you pronounce this, I sat there 1 minute, try to pronounce this, I can't. Go to the dynamic cube maps, which we're going to use later on. This is going to add cube maps to all of the armors and some objects that we're going to build furthermore into that. Go to the wetness effects, one of the coolest add-ons when it comes to community shaders. It is going to make your game look so much more better. Go and download this. And then let's grab the complex armory, which is going to add amazing shadows and lighting to all of the armors. It's going to make everything look so much more better. Go ahead and install both of the files you see here. And lastly, go ahead and install the dynamic cube maps metal. If you followed these videos so far, you have successfully installed community shaders. Let's jump in game and enable community shaders. As you can see, the shaders are loading and this is gonna take quite some time. This process happens only once. Grab a coffee, grab a sweet roll and come back after a minute or two. As you can see, the lighting is already taking place and look how much more better everything looks. You can see the parallax on the ground by the way, and from the distance this looks even better. Here is how our game looks again without any grass mods and without any tree mods. I think in my opinion guys, this is acceptable. Just look at this. And by the way, and you press the end button. It's the end key on your keyboard that brings you this. What you want to check essentially, you want to check on those different type of things and enable things like complex terrain, which is gonna rise it up, make the terrain much more HD. You can enable all of those. By default, everything is enabled. Check the character lighting because it's nice to have. We have the tree load, which is also enabled. Everything again is enabled guys by default. We want to install the Azurite weathers and seasons. This is a weather preset that is again lightweight, it doesn't have insane colors, it fits with the vanilla theme, it is extremely underrated, and guess what, it works with community shaders and everything we've used so far. When you go to the files, you want to go and install the second, and closing the video, it wouldn't be a Skyrim overhaul type of video without having our lighting mode. 3 actually. We are installing Lux, Lux Via and Lux Orbis. We're going to combine all of those 3 mods and just to get the best visuals in the game. On Lux, go ahead and grab those 2 files over here and install them. So here we are. We have the optional patches. I'm gonna click the first one, again it's my personal preference. You can always deselect them or select them, see what fits the best. Grab this one because we're using parallax. I'm using Ragnarok and you will find that down in the links, and also the Peltapalooza with parallax. Use the vanilla version, static mesh improvement and vanilla chandeliers. We are using Embers XD. Click the giant campfires and grab the parallax option. For this one, make sure everything is selected on parallax because we are using that. We have the improved Dwemer class, and again you can select those and install them later on. It doesn't matter this much they are. Click parallax again. I don't use any of those, I'm going to skip that. And again the Skyrim landscape and water fixes. And click the second file, which is for special edition. You can select brighter interior cells. I don't like that, I like when everything is a little bit dark. I'm gonna go ahead and click finish and have this be in. installed. Select the no NB light. I will select the less lanterns option, but you can do whatever you want and click finish. Let's go ahead and install Lux Orbis. Here is Lux Orbis, and again select the parallax option, select the static mesh improvement. This is another one we are going to have installed. You will be able to find those down in the video description. Click on the Embers XD giant campfire, go to fixes, select the first file. You can click this if you like darker windows, I dig that. I didn't want to install DynDOLOD in the same video. I wanted to make this a separate video, but then I realized it's 5 AM, I go to work in 2 hours, might as well do it right. We are installing in this part DynDOLOD. However, DynDOLOD is a series of add-ons that fix the stability in the world of Skyrim, because what they do, they enhance and improve the distant textures, the trees that you see and all of that. It's an important mod to have in any modded Skyrim, and one of the reasons why I always avoid talking about this mod is that when it comes to players who are new to modding, they always fail to install DynDOLOD, or they have a bunch of issues, and essentially most of the times they ruin their game. Not this time, because we are going to download this together, so follow my steps. You will find every single link in the video. DynDOLOD and all of its add-ons will be on the main files of this video. Go to the files and you want to manually download it. Ignore those things that you see. We're going to fix that. Is downloaded. You want to extract this and move it somewhere you will feel safe to use it. And after you do so, this is the file. If you open it, we have this crap right here. So the very first thing before anything we need to do, we want to go back to Vortex, click on the dashboard, scroll down. This is my oldest DynDOLOD and text, and they don't work anymore, so I am going to rearrange them. Click on the dots here, click edit, and now let's find the path for TextGen and DynDOLOD. Click on the file icon. I have installed DynDOLOD on my E drive, so I'm gonna type DynDOLOD and I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna click on it and I want to connect this with the TextGen and click open and click save. I'm going to do the same for DynDOLOD. Click on the dots, click edit, click on the thingy-majiggy here and click DynDOLOD, click open and click save. Now we have them linked with Vortex, but we are not done yet. You want to go to this link over here, go to the files and install this with Mod Manager. And once this is installed, move to the next file, the DynDOLOD Resources Special Edition, click Mod Manager and download that. Wait for both of our files to be downloaded, and then I am going to install a tree type of mod. But Kavou, you said you're not using any trees. That's wrong. I'm using a tree type of mod and I'm gonna show you what I'm using, and I'm also gonna offer you an optional choice that I think fits with Skyrim the best, while it gives you the best stability in the game. And I'm gonna grab those three. I'm not grabbing the last one because someone has made a patch for this later on. The tree mod I like to use is the enhanced vanilla trees, which is essentially the vanilla trees. They are a little bit enhanced, so it's nothing too crazy and it feels amazing. The mod keeps getting updated, I 100% guarantee it. If you want something different that also fits with Skyrim, you can go with Happy Little Trees, but in my opinion Happy Little Trees adds a little bit too many trees. It's my most favorite tree mod out there because it follows the same principle with Skyland. However, I want to go with a much more simplistic look that is vanilla. Let's go ahead through the files and we want to grab the enhanced trees 2K and install that. You can go with any version you like, and that's the cool thing about this mod. You can have the big trees if you really like that, or you can go with the smaller ones. Click the vanilla stuff and again have all of those and just click finish. Install the add-on or the update file. Go to loot and sort the load order, and now it is time, guys, to run DynDOLOD. So the very first thing you want to do, you want to run TextGen. Click on the Skyrim Special Edition and click Start TextGen. We might get few issues and some things going wrong, but don't worry, this usually happens when I do those videos. There we go. So let's keep everything as it is and click Start. This is going to generate our billboards, aka the distant objects objects with the trees. It's gonna take some time, so in case you have already finished your coffee, you could as well have a sweet roll or two. Don't forget guys to throw a sub or like the video because Kavou likes that a lot. Thank you.
6.5 hours later.
Now it's done, click zip and exit. And here is the important part. If something went wrong with this process, it meant that you haven't watched the video. That being said, what we need to do? We need to click install from files over here. You want to find the text gen output and click on that, and you want to grab this scrap and click open. This is going to install the billboards we've got into Vortex, which is going to let DynDOLOD find this file, process it, and let it run correctly. Now we go back to the dashboard and we click the DynDOLOD. We select Skyrim and we click start. This is going to try and spot Skyrim and give it few seconds. It takes around 10 seconds to run. There we go. We might encounter an issue here by selecting everything, but just for the simplicity, I'm gonna right click on this and click select all. You can go with medium or high. I'm gonna click high, so click on that and it's gonna run.
2,000 years later.
And Jesus Christ, after what felt like 26 years, we're actually done. Let's click save and exit. And if you have encountered any issues, type them down in the comment section so I know exactly what you're dealing with. Usually if you find any issues is that files that you might have to remove from your data directory where Skyrim is. Go to where your mods are and click install from files. Move a little bit back. Go to DynDOLOD output. Click on that and click open. That is going to put the DynDOLOD output we've created into Skyrim, which means we're gonna have working trees and loads and all of that, which is fantastic. I'm gonna show you right now how the game looks, and also you might have seen footage in the video before. That being said, that's us installing DynDOLOD. And that pretty much covers the video, guys. I've tried my best to have this sorted out in a reasonable way. You can give me any thoughts down in the comment section on how could I improve those videos, and with that being out of the way, here we have settled the graphic mods, at least for this mod. You are free again to grab any mods you want or do any readjustments. I am just going to use a very lightweight vanilla mod list, and this is pretty much all of my graphic mods. On the next episode we are doing some fixing here and there, and I'm going to include our combat and stability type of mods, so a bunch of cognitive stuff that you need to have in your Skyrim all the time, so feel free to follow me for that. That being said, that was me, Kavou, and until next time, leave a like, comment down anything below to boost the algorithm, and again, stay safe. Happy modding!